Monday's mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois overshadowed what should have been a joyous 4th of July celebration. But in the aftermath of the event, Chicago White Sox relief pitcher Liam Hendricks took the shooting as an opportunity to lecture Americans about guns. And man, did he miss the strike zone with his take. For MRC-TV, I'm John Simmons and welcome to the woke world of sports. In an interview after Chicago's game against the Minnesota Twins, the Australian flamethrower lectured Americans as to why there should be no guns in this country.
Like I can walk into a store as a non-American and buy a handgun in certain states, and that baffles me because it takes longer. I had to take a driving test when I was over here. I won't have to take a test if I want to get a gun. That's stupid. Whoever thought that was a great idea is an idiot. But other than that, it's something there's a lot that goes on. But obviously we, as an Australian, we dealt with it as a country back in the day when it was we had a mass shooting, and when that mass shooting happened, the government came in and was like, "Yeah, we can't do this. We're going to do a buyback program, and so we're going to buy back guns for a fair price and do all this." And all of a sudden, our suicide rates dropped drastically. Our gun-related homicides dropped infinitely. And it's something that has pretty much kept on. Like, you can get access to guns in Australia. You can go through gun clubs. You can go through these things. But there's a lot more stipulations on it, and protection isn't a good enough reason to get a gun.
Now, I'm going to give Hendricks a little bit of credit here. He does attempt to use facts and logic to build an argument instead of wailing like most anti-gun proponents do. But there are a lot of holes in his argument. Hendricks said that Australia is a shining example of how restricting the freedom to access firearms is a good thing. To his point, Australia has only had one mass shooting since the government implemented their mandatory buyback program in 1996. Note the word mandatory, something Hendricks did not mention. But the buyback program did not have the positive effect Hendricks would want you to think. According to Miguel Faria Jr., Associate Editor-in-Chief of Surgical Neurology International, just after the ban was implemented in '96, homicides in the state of Victoria increased by 300%. Armed robberies increased by almost 60% the following year, and assaults, manslaughter, and other gun-related crimes skyrocketed across Australia. Guns were also still available on the black market, and so many Australians got guns again that the government had to initiate a second buyback. Furthermore, saying that having a gun for self-defense isn't a good enough reason to have one is absurd. Try telling that to the people at a cookout in Charleston, West Virginia in May, whose lives were saved from a deranged shooter because one woman had a pistol and gunned the man down. And that's just one of the numerous cases where responsible gun ownership has saved the lives of many people. Yes, guns can be used to inflict harm, but that's no reason for the tight gun measures that Hendricks would like to see. So folks, what do you think? Was my analysis a home run, or was it a big swing and a miss? Feel free to leave your comments and subscribe to our social media channels that still let you see our content. And always remember, be on your A game and don't cape to the woke agenda in sports. For MRC TV, I'm John Simmons.